Hello everybody, I am back with another video, and today guys, I am going to be doing a spoiler review for the most highly anticipated movies, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I did do a non-spoiler review in my last video. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. But there will be some major spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch this video, because I will be talking about a lot of things that happen in the movie. I'm just going to talk about spoilers that happen in this movie. I'm just gonna share my thoughts on it, and that's all. I'm just going to discuss about the spoilers. This is more like a spoiler discussion. I'm just gonna talk about the things that happen in the movie and what I thought about them. So this is more like a spoiler discussion. So if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this video. Watch my non-spoiler review. But anyway, guys, let's get started. So the movie kind of started off with Batman's backstory. You already know it. Batman's parents die. All that stuff. I can't. We already seen that before, and them showing it off in this movie again, it seems off. It would have been better if they just started off with an adult Bruce Wayne and the destruction of Metropolis. And after Batman's backstory, they do cut to that scene, and that scene was amazing. He was a total daredevil. Get it? Because he played Daredevil a couple years ago? Okay, stop. But he was playing himself in situations that could have gotten him killed. Like in the scene in the last movie where Zod takes down a building with his lasers. And when that building was collapsing, Bruce Wayne is just running towards that building because apparently his friend was inside there, and one of his friends lost both of his legs, and there was this one little girl that he saved, and he asked her where is her mother, and she pointed up to the collapsed building, and Batman's like, oh my God, and he just totally blames Superman for all those deaths. He thinks he's responsible. That scene was pretty emotional. I kind of like that scene. I thought it was great. It really shows how much he hates Superman because billions of people died in that city, and really showed how much he didn't like Superman. Next, like I said in my last review, the relationship between Lois Lane and Clark Kent was pretty off because it was weak and stuff. And there's this one scene in the movie where Clark Kent got in the tub with Lois and he still has clothes on. That was the most awkward scene in the movie. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that part. But anyway, like I said in my last review, the characters were great. Like, the characters were great. Batman was great. Superman was great. Wonder Woman was great. And speaking of them, remember I said in my last review they spoiled that Doomsday was gonna be the main villain? They actually did spoil that he was gonna be the main villain. Like he actually was the main villain. It was the fight between Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman and Doomsday. That actually was the climax of this movie, and I was kind of mad because they spoiled one of the biggest villains of this movie. And while Doomsday was being created, Lex was like, "Meet your Doomsday," and I was like, I want you to imagine people in a room writing that line. Yeah, just imagine the screenwriter writing that line. Yeah, it will be pretty. Yeah, that's something that you won't want to talk about. I don't know. But anyway, that line was very off. I don't know what they're thinking when they're like writing that line. But also one of the major things that happened in the movie, Superman died. Like, Right. So since Doomsday is made out of Zod's corpse and Zod is a Kryptonian, the only way to take Doomsday down was with kryptonite. And when Batman and Superman were fighting each other, Batman had a kryptonite spear with tip at the end. Uh, so Superman sacrifices his life for the world, so he grabs the spear, he stabs Doomsday with it. But apparently, before that, Wonder Woman cut it off Doomsday's arm, and he was trying to grow it back, but just made this little knife thingy. And when Superman stabbed Doomsday, he just kind of retaliated and stabbed Superman back with this little knife arm thingy. And Superman just pushes himself forward to get the spear all the way through, and they kind of both blow up, and Superman's dead. Well, he didn't really die. Before the credits, some dirt was thrown on his grave, and apparently the dirt starts rising, and apparently Superman's alive. So before that, I was thinking, how is there going to be a Justice League movie without Superman? I know he's alive. And guess what? He's alive. So yeah, that kind of thrown me off for a little bit. Oh, sorry. Because I literally thought Superman was going to die. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the cameos for the Justice League members. We got a cameo for the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. Yeah. The cameo with Flash, it shows him in a store with somebody being robbed, and he just stops the robber and goes back to where he's at. He also had another cameo. It was a warning to Bruce in his dream scene. It was just a warning to him. I forgot what it was, but it was just a warning to him. And we got a cameo for Aquaman. It was just a bunch of drones in the water, and Aquaman pops up. He's like, and he just destroys one of the drones. He just flies off. And the cameo for Cyborg, I didn't know there's gonna be a cameo for Cyborg. I thought it was just gonna be for Flash and Aquaman. That's it. But no, we got one for Cyborg. That was like, whoa. Anyway, we got one for Cyborg. The cameo was him being created. So you got his dad in the lab, and you got this beat up looking Cyborg. He's not built yet. It's just his torso, and his right arm. That's all that's left, and his head. And you just got wires hanging out of the bottom of his torso. That looked pretty scary for me. But anyway, his dad takes out this magical futuristic box thingy, and he puts it over to his son, and it just kind of creates Cyborg or something. I don't know. I really don't know his full on backstory, but it just kind of creates Cyborg. We kind of saw his backstory. But I wasn't expecting a cameo from him. That kind of surprised me. Another thing I want to talk about was that Batman and Superman kills people in this movie. I get that it's a darker, edgier version of the characters, but they kill people in this movie. Their number one rule is not to kill people. I understand Superman killed Zod in the last movie, but that's because he had no choice, because Zod was going to kill his family. He had no choice. He had to do it. But in this movie, he just kills people without a thought, and so does Batman. Like, in one scene, Batman was chasing Doug in his Batmobile, and he kind of blows up cars with people still inside. In one scene, Doug throws a grenade to Batman, and he throws it back, and he blows up. And somebody stabs Batman in the shoulder. He takes the knife out of his arm, he pins the guy to the wall, and stabs him back. That was very out of character for Batman. That kind of made me mad. Yeah, the fact that they kill people in this movie throws everybody off. I bet it really does. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about Wonder Woman. She barely got any screen time. I mean, we do get a lot of screen time with Diana, just the regular Wonder Woman, not in her costume. We only see her costume at like the end of the movie. That's it. Like, that's it. That's the only time we see her Wonder Woman costume. And I thought I thought she was pretty good in this movie. She did amazing. She's still my favorite character. I just wish she got more screen time with her costume, but it's not a really big problem. The fight scenes. Do you know how this movie is called Batman versus Superman? We only get one fight scene, just one fight scene, and the reason they were fighting is because Lex Luthor kidnapped Superman's mom. And he said if you want your mother back, you have to bring me the head of the bat. So Superman tries to go to Batman to convince him to help him, but Batman's not listening. He's like, "No, I have to take you down and whatever." So he sets up a bunch of traps for Superman. It doesn't really affect him at all, but Batman uses kryptonite to take down Superman, and when this kryptonite does affect Superman, he does a number on him. And I know I'm supposed to be voting for... I was voting for Batman in this movie. I voted for Batman in this movie. But when he was beating up Superman, it kind of seemed unfair because he's trying to get his mother back. And he wasn't even listening. He was just beating him up and he's defenseless. That was very out of character for Batman. Like, it kind of seemed unfair. I kind of was voting for Superman now. Like, really. Yeah, I was kind of voting for Superman now. But anyway, Superman finally does convince Batman. Well, here's what happened. Batman is about to kill Superman with the spear thingy. And Superman is telling him about his mother. And apparently, Superman's mother and Batman's mother have the exact same name. So when Superman says, save Martha, he kind of gets mad, asking him, where did you get that name? And apparently, Lois comes in at just the right time to convince Batman not to kill him. So finally, he convinces him to save his mom. In that scene in the trailers where he takes out the thugs in the room, that was because he was saving Superman's mom. So he saves her. We get the climax scene with Doomsday and them. Superman dies. He's still alive. The end. Let's see Justice League. That's my thoughts, and those are my spoiler thoughts on the movie, guys. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click that like button down below, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.